I settled at 11. I'm glad to do this because I feel like this entire Cook conversation, it's probably like most conversations, Joe, where it sounds like everybody's either like, yeah, you need him, or get rid of him, never ever sign a running back. And the hypothetical is James Cook drops his ask to about $11 million per year. The Bills would agree to give 3 years, 33. You want the deal done? Yes or no? 3 years, 33. He just comes in today and says, you know what? Sorry about that 15 tweet. 11 sounds great. He's making about 5 this year. What percentage?
More than doubling his money.
Yeah, which, by the way, he already doubled it quite a bit from the year before.
Yeah.
Like the final year of a deal with performance escalators based on how good he's been, Pro Bowls and all that, your rookie contract, you can get quite a big bump. His earnings for his career, so last year he made 1.1. And this year he'll make 5.2. He's already making a lot more.
Yep.
And now he says 11 sounds good. Would you sign it? 3 for 33. You want it signed? I can tell you what the Twitter poll results are early on. Of course, give our answers. My answer is sure, fine.
My guess is that's also how most people are probably going to answer.
Sure, fine.
Is
Yes.
that like I'm in for that. I'll sign that deal.
I'll do that.
Yeah. I would not sign that deal. But I don't know that there's many contracts that I would really sign him to. But even at 11 is a fair number for him. If you compare that to other running backs in the league and what they make, you're right in really Aaron Jones, right, is in that territory.
And Aaron Jones is a great comp, is he not?
He's a pretty good comp. Yeah. It's lower than Kamara and Jacobs. It's a little bit higher than Mixon and James Conner and David Montgomery, and I think that's right. That's the sweet spot. That's about what I think he's probably worth. And I would not sign him to that contract. I would not sign him to a 3-year contract almost for any amount of money. But anything that's reasonable, and I think 11 is reasonable, I'm still a no on it.
You just want to move on.
I want a different guy. I want a different guy at a younger age. I don't want to invest in a running back that's got that much tread on the tires after four seasons.
He does not have very much tread on the tires.
But he has some.
He doesn't have tread from college. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find a guy that has less tread on the tires than Cook.
But he's got more than anybody that's coming out of college.
You might find somebody.
Most guys coming out of college, unless Derrick Henry is coming out of college again, guy that's getting 400 carries a year. He'll be 700. He'll be 700, 800 touches into his NFL career, probably by the end of the year. And you're right, like by comparison to like when Henry signed, this was true. When Barkley signed, this was true. Some of the elite guys, they have double what Cook does. But it's still a number. And he'll be 27 years old going into that next year. I'm not doing it because more so of the age, and because I'm afraid that they're going to go 2 years too many with a back where almost every time you sign a guy to that contract, you, at the end of it, the last 2-3 years of a contract like that, are going to be regretting it.
The idea that Cook has this year and one more year and then you think he's toast?
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know when he'll be toast. I don't know when any of these guys will be toast.
No, that's right.
I mean,
but the point for me is, and this always is where I land with Cook, which, again, mandatory minicamp opens today. If you offer me, I'll sign him for 3 years for 33, or spend another second-round pick on a running back, I want him signed. Are they going to replace him with a premium asset? Are they going to? Well, are they going to decide that, hey, question. You know what, we're going to spend these assets on running backs and then never get the benefit of re-signing them because we don't sign running backs? So I'll go ahead and spend that money so I can have 3 second-round picks dedicated to something else.
So you would rather, what you're kind of saying is, if I'm not giving James Cook $11 million, I'd rather just go do that with another running back than spend a second-round pick on it.
Yes. Yes, I would.
Because the odds that they're going to go into a season without investing something in the position are they low? I mean, because for me, like, I just throw another 4th-round pick at it. Pair that guy with Ray Davis, and you are good. You are set.
Should I trust they're going to throw 4ths though?
But that's the thing. I don't know how much you want to trust them for that. Is it He's the highest investment they've ever made at running back, right? And that was trading down twice at the end of the second round and then drafting James Cook. So, I could go look what the value charts would say about that, but he was probably more of like a third round investment for them
sure.
Because they got assets by moving down twice and picked him like with the second to last pick of round 2 or whatever it ended up being. It was right at the bottom. Like they didn't do what the Jets did. Didn't the Jets move up for Breece Hall at like 34 overall, 35 overall? Like to me, there are different levels of I drafted a running back in the second round. If you told me the Bills are going to move up in round 2 the next year and go hunting for some running back, then I would rather have James Cook at 11. But I guess I'm confident that they wouldn't do that. I'm confident that they would. That's not in their DNA of how they treat the position. That even in this one, were they backed into a corner where all their receivers that maybe could have liked in that second round were gone, and they moved down twice and like, okay, well, we like this guy, let's pick him.
That's always what it kind of read like.
So, like, I don't even know that they weren't hunting him when they drafted him.
They've been hunting the position, J.D. McKissick.
But even that was a very specialty type of player at the position, right?
Like a sub-back?
A sub-back is what they called him.
Which is kind of what they drafted Cook as, and then he became more of a feature guy that could do a lot more.
Yeah, so I guess all I'm saying is I still have doubt that the Bills will chase the position like that. If they move on from Cook, I think it'll be an indication that we just don't value the position in that way. And for me, it would be a lot about when you don't sign running backs. And I would like to believe that they would know our line's really good, Josh Allen's really good, we don't have to go crazy replacing this guy.
So the Twitter poll right now, what percentage of Bills fans would say, yes, I'll sign 3 years, 33 for Cook?
I'm going to guess like 68% are saying yes.
78%.
78%?
78%
would sign him to a 3-year deal for $33 million?
Because part of what's baked into
$33 million total, obviously.
33 total, sure. And again, like fake numbers, real numbers, whatever. Part of what's baked into this is how should we approach the Bills' offense? Should it be, it was great, it doesn't need changes? Or should it be more of a, it was great, who cares if there's a small change? Because when Beane came on to defend their approach this offseason, which a lot of people defended, made a lot of sense to most of us, his part of his belief was we were amazing on offense last year. The offense doesn't really need much help, and of course they swapped out 2 receivers for 2 different receivers. But if you're going to say the offense was amazing last year, then the pieces of it do matter, and I think that's where you get 78% of Bills fans saying yes, sign it. The 3-headed monster at running back, Ty Johnson is signed. You're definitely not going to have to pay Ray Davis anymore for the next 3 years.
No,
you could basically have these 3. Your 3-headed monster for the next 3 years, 3-4 years. And you might like that quite a bit. So you would have what you had last year at running back that worked exceedingly well. The Bills were number 1 in the NFL in EPA when passing to their running backs. Cook is not even their best pass-catching back. He had a great season. You would just say, run it back with the line and the backs. That will just run it back for a couple of years.
If they keep the line together.
Which is another part of this. They have to sign Connor McGovern and probably Osiris Torrance.
David Edwards also is in the final year of his contract. Yeah. I'm not like pressing that they got to sign David Edwards, but
no, McGovern to me
was relatively good last year.
I think McGovern's the one they've got to re-sign at the top of the list.
Right, and that's where
unless they're going to turn things to Cedric Van Granger.
As you lay that out, like run it back, like find what pieces are the most valuable to what my offense was last season and keeping that going. I would value right now their interior offensive line more than I would value their number 1 running back. It's Cook will be a bigger name because he gets the football and because he's the guy they'll talk about on ESPN. Fantasy football too, right? Like running backs are going to be bigger names because of all of it. They've always been bigger stars in the league for obvious reasons. But what makes their offense go more? Those 3 positions in the middle, up front, or Cook? And for me, if I had to choose between one of those 2, and it's a good question of whether you would have to choose, Could you sign all 4 of those guys? You can make some small... If you have to make a small change, I guess what I'm saying is I would rather make that small change with the running back that goes with Ray Davis and Ty Johnson. Rather than, well, let me try a different combination up front. Their line, to me, is... Their line up front, other than quarterback, is their best position group on the football team.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't want to change that up. I wouldn't want to mess with that. I would want to keep that together as long as I can, especially McGovern and Torrance. Edwards maybe you could see as being a little bit more replaceable, but I would want to prioritize that before figuring out what I'm doing at running back. Even though you had some star players at the position last year that really showed, like, okay, Barkley, yeah, you were worth the money. Derrick Henry, you were worth the money that Baltimore gave you. Still think you see a ton of examples around the league of guys that put up really good numbers because their lines are great. And I would want to think that you could replace your backfield pretty easily, and if your line is still great, you're going to have a good run game.
Well, what's the mission? Is it to have a good... This is the root of the offensive conversation to me. Is it to have a good offense weeks 1 through 17 or to have a good offense weeks 1 through 4 of the postseason? Because, like, Cook was...
postseason.
Right. Hey, I'll have the same offense. Mm-hmm. And then when I need... Like, Cook wasn't on the field on the final play. He was on the field on the final drive a couple times, and they took him off the field. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he's in town today. 803-0550, our number, 1-888-552-550 to join us.